Everyone, welcome to Sports Corner episode 3. As promised, I'm going to be doing an all NCAA football episode just because I haven't had a lot of time to talk about them in the last couple episodes. I'm going to start off with the group of 5, which are the non-Power 5 conferences, and really the 3 universities that I think that belong in Power 5 conferences, just due to their athletic programs, traditions, campuses, academics. A lot of people want to see Houston move into a Power 5 just because of their recent success in football. I really don't think it's going to happen. Maybe after a few more years, if they prove to be a little more stable in some sports, we'll see them move in. The 3 I really think are going to move up are the University of Memphis, Navy, and Boise State. They draw big crowds, a lot of relevancy in the last few years. So I really think those are the ones we're going to see move up. I would say Northern Illinois, but they've had the opportunity before, and it just didn't work out, and they're not doing too well in football the last couple years. Next, with the college football playoff ranking coming out tonight for the first time this season, I'm going to give you my final 4. Number 1, Bama. Obviously, they're going to win it all. If you disagree with that, feel free to shoot me a message because I'd like to feature you as my idiot of the week next time. Next is going to be Michigan, then Washington, and then I think Texas A&M is going to win out the rest of their season and get that number 4 spot. My first 2 out are going to be Louisville and Wisconsin. They're just not going to do enough to make it in before the end of football. A lot of people are going to ask me, well, why not Ohio State? What if they win out? They're not going to win out. They're going to lose to Michigan, and it's going to be a done deal for them. And Clemson is another one. People are very hyped up on them again. They're undefeated right now. Honestly, they haven't impressed me much this year. I was really looking for them to build off last year because they had a young team. They just haven't proven it to me. They've won a lot of games very close in big situations. Real important games have been played very close. And I honestly believe that South Carolina is going to upset them at the end of the year, and that's going to knock them out of it all. So you can call me crazy, but we'll see come that game. Next, my biggest surprise for the season is going to be Washington. They're 8-0. They're looking really great in an otherwise weak Pac-12. They've won 5 of their games by over 30 points. They've outscored their opponents 369 to 126. That's just shy of 3 times the amount of scoring. They are just shellacking people. It's embarrassing at some point. They beat Stanford 44-6. It hurt to watch. So they really came out of what I would say. They were good last year, but they've really come on this year. And I honestly believe that in the college football playoffs, they're really going to give Michigan a run for their money in that 2-3 game. So we may be seeing a Washington versus Alabama game, which might be kind of exciting. Next is my biggest disappointment. It's going to go to my Ole Miss Rebels. I'm going to talk about them again and their disappointingness. At the beginning of the season, we were all hyped up because Chad Kelly was coming back. We really had an opportunity to do well again in the SEC West. In the first 3 games, we blew 2 20-point leads in the second halves of those games, which hurt, but we weren't mathematically out of it all yet. But in the last 3 weeks, the Ole Miss Rebels have lost 3 games to SEC West opponents. It's been pretty abysmal and hard to watch. Especially this last game, Chad Kelly threw for 465 yards, broke a school record, 3 touchdowns, and the defense fell apart again. They really have not gotten it done this year. I'm going to put a lot of that back on coaching, not much on talent. I think we got a lot of great players. They just need to figure it out for next year, get that defense going, because come time for Shea Patterson, I'm looking to win a national championship with them. Next, I'm going to go with my biggest baby award for this week. I feel very strongly about this biggest baby. He may be the biggest baby yet. Jalen Hurd for, well, not the Tennessee Volunteers anymore. Standing at 6'4", 240 pounds, he's a beast physically. Mentally, he's as soft as butter on warm frickin' toast. Last year, he went for 1,288 yards for 12 touchdowns. Good year. Figuring to build on that this year. So far, he's got 451 yards and 3 touchdowns, and his team has dropped 3 straight. So he's going through a rough patch. most people would hit it harder and try and bring their team back into it to try and make something of the season. Instead, he's decided, like a typical millennial, when something isn't going his way, he's going to pick up his ball and go home. He's announced he's going to transfer from the University of Tennessee because he prefers the I formation and they've been running a spread formation and not using them how he wants to. Too freaking bad, dude. Play how they want you to play, make the best of it, play like you think you can play, and then go to the NFL. Instead, he's going to take a year off and switch to wide receiver and then go for one more year and then try to go to the NFL? Honestly, I hope none of it works out for him because he's a total freaking crybaby. I honestly hope he fails as a wide receiver and then no one picks him up in the NFL. And my biggest idiots of the week, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to go away from NCAA football. We didn't have any big idiots besides Jalen Hurd, who's also the biggest baby. The Cleveland Browns fan base, nothing is going right for them this year, and they just made it a whole lot worse. Their team is 0-7, and they always do that dog pound banner in their end zone. And this week, no one decided, hey, let's double check, make sure we got all this crap in the right order. No, they switched the first and second banner, and it read a bunch of gibberish. So you're all a bunch of idiots. Double check it next time so that maybe you can have one thing go right for you this season. I appreciate you guys joining me. As always, feel free to share the video and give me your feedback.